did get into Little America, so if you need to put your feet up or something.
I think I'm just not too far
Are you
away,
going
so-
tomorrow? Or
Yeah, well,
in the morning?
I'm going to, I'm going to drive it tonight.
you are doing it
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah.
I'm just
And
doing it in the
I
morning.
can just do whatever tomorrow, and
Yeah.
you're doing the thing tomorrow at 4?
Is
There's like
it- There's something going on for, right?
Yeah, there's like the presentation speaker. I think there's
Good.
a dinner. Is there a dinner?
Okay, it's
If you
5:01. We'll call this meeting to
I-
order. First thing is Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next is the approval of the agenda. There is one thing that needs to be changed under item 12, dates of upcoming meetings. Actually, the correct date is June 17th, 2026, and August 5th, 2026. So with that change, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Next up, I make a motion that we go into executive session for the purpose of discussion of the superintendent's evaluation. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are temporarily adjourned.
Many people from sports.
Okay. All right, I'll move that we reconvene the regular meeting. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're back to regular session. Next thing is to approve the minutes for the May 6, 2026 board meeting and the May 12, 2026 special board meeting. Is there a motion for that?
I move we approve both the May 6th and the May 12th board meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
A second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those are approved. On to informational reports, starting with a summary of current events. Dr. J.
Dr. Kowski, members, board, and guests. First of all, just want to say the end of the year went very smooth, and I appreciate all of our principals from preschool graduation to kindergarten to 5th grade to 8th grade and high school. So we had all those promotion ceremonies, and they all went fantastic. It was a special moment for me to give my daughter her diploma at the high school, which was really awesome. It was a very good ceremony. I love that we give our kids a few minutes or a few seconds on the stage to have their moment where it's not read so fast. It takes a little longer, but I think it's a very nice situation we have out here. Fireworks were beautiful. It was just all around a great night. We finished the year very strong and very proud of the work that our teachers and students and all of our staff have done this past year. And on a different note, I went out on Tuesday, Ms. Reichler and I, to Salt River Board of Education meeting, and we presented there. And I said goodbye to them and thanked them for all their support over the years and shared all the great things we have going on at our schools. And they were very impressed with our ASU program, so that was great to see. And outside of that, just Val and I have spent a lot of time together and just making sure she has everything she needs, and we'll continue to support her throughout the end of the month and beyond. And then outside of that, we have a lot of work going on right now in our schools, summer cleaning, painting, repairs. We have a big move coming. A little nervousness there, but it'll get done. This is a good time of year for all of us to get work done. So that's what we got going on right now.
Okay. On to district celebrations and spring sports recognition. And who is doing it?
Well, Coach.
Right.
There we go.
You want to do all of them?
Yeah.
We got track and field, baseball, and beach volleyball.
Well, thank you for having us. So for track and field, we had 3 athletes qualify for state. And track and field works with the top 24 in each event qualify for state divisionals. So we had a senior and 2 freshmen qualify. So our senior was Nathan Malloy. He was 3 for 3 on qualifying, and he's qualified in shot, discus, both. So he had another outstanding year, and he's going on to ASU for engineering and in their honors program. So he's off to good things. Our freshman, first one was Cole Johnson. And so his first year ever in track, had never done cross country. And he's a football player, and he's in Prescott now with their 7-on-7. So right off the bat, I could tell there was a lot of talent there, and he was just a joy to coach and easy to coach, and very ambitious and wanted that 400-meter freshman record, and he got it. So a week before Northeast Valley Championship, he broke an 11-year-old record, which was very exciting, and he was the only freshman to qualify in the 400 meters at our state meet. So big accomplishments for him. And he'll be back next year to break the sophomore record. And then our other freshman, Nate Schlossberg, which you saw here in the fall, qualified. He was our #1 cross-country runner as a freshman. and went to state, and he returned for track. So the goal all along was to qualify in the 2 mile, and in the final day of competition, the final hours, he needed to run 10:40 to qualify and to also break that freshman record, and he ran 10:31. So that was a 10-year-old record, and he qualified for his first state track meet as a freshman. So we're looking good. It was a big class of freshmen, and so we're excited for next year and for an incoming class coming in. We started cross-country practice yesterday, so we're looking forward to another great season. So Nate is here. Come on up. And Cole's parents are here as well, so I'll give them. All right, thank you.
Okay, baseball. Baseball?
Dr. McCuskey, I believe that cross-country is the only sport that could make it tonight. So.
Okay.
Or no?
We have another student athlete here, but I don't know that we.
We're supporting.
Oh, you that's good. Oh, that's your family.
Okay. I'll give you a hand anyway, huh?
We gave, yeah, so opportunity was given, and we know a lot of kids are traveling and things, so, but I can just share that we're proud of all of our spring sports, a lot of growth, and they had good seasons, worked hard, and we expect big things from them.
Okay. And our congratulations to the baseball team and the beach volleyball players.
Can I ask that maybe we consider, if this falls this way every year, that we do these recognitions at the beginning of the following year? Could we do that?
We could, to some of the seniors may be gone, and it's a
Oh,
senior.
yeah, true.
But what we could do is, maybe the middle to end of May do one, and even if they're not done with their season, at least talk about what they're finishing up with.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. All right, next up is reports of governing board members, and when we start this way and move down.
Well, this month was very busy. I think I started off with the National Honor Society inductions, which was very nice. Then moved to the 5th grade promotion to 6th grade. Those were super cute. And then went to the 8th grade promotion. And it was my first year for the graduation for the high school, and that was really nice. I was afraid it was going to be super hot, but we were fortunate, got a breeze. It was nice. It was beautiful.
Okay. Elaine?
I had the wrong pad out there.
Okay.
Well, it's a long list. I'll go fast.
Can you send me your list?
Sure, if you could read what I'm putting here. I did go to site council, chamber awards banquet, because we didn't get to talk about that. I did go to the Polish festival, which is really interesting, and I was floored at how many Polish people live in Arizona, because coming from Chicago to begin with, I knew there's a lot of people there. We did go to the superintendent training, 3 of us, the Maricopa County, and we were there for 2 days. The Golden Eagle Senior Awards is incredible, so if people don't go to that, that's something to see. I went to the middle school talent show, which was really cute. They did a good job. I went to the National Honor Society induction, and from there I walked over to the middle school dance because it was right there just to see how it was, and it was very different from the NHS induction. So that was interesting. I attended the Protect Our Youth section meeting. It was the last one of the year. I did go to Fort McDowell to see the senior walk. I've been doing that for the past few years, so I find it very interesting, and it's really nice to see the seniors there and the celebration that they put forth for them. I also saw them walk at the different schools here. I I went to a meeting for the override, so we, make sure that things are starting to go along with a committee that's doing that. And I did get to attend all the promotions. I went to the party first for the preschool, and the next day for their program and celebration, which is always a riot. The kindergarten one, and then of course 5th, 8th, and the high school, which I find incredible. And I did go to the staff recognition luncheon, which is a really nice way to end the year for all the staff. So it was very well done, and Dr. J held it together as he said goodbye, and Val held it together. She said some things also. So it was very good, and I recommend we all continue doing everything we're doing.
Oh, and don't forget, we went to Falcon Fiesta.
And Falcon Fiesta, the three of us have pictures to show
Yeah,
for
we
it.
have proof.
We have proof that we were there.
How late did you stay?
We were there for about an hour or so.
1:30,
Yeah.
something like that. We did see the bingo boss there, too.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. Yes, we did.
I'll mention that in a little bit.
He's
yeah.
very,
Yep.
he's very serious about his job.
Right.
All right, Kim?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Skip
no?
me for a second.
Okay, Bernie, we'll come back to Kim.
For something.
Okay, keeping it short, went through the honor roll inductions, the high school graduation, dance concert, band concert. Had a real moving experience, hands-on, moving musical instruments out of the elementary school to the high school. And then I was glad to be a member of Kiwanis when they made the presentation to Dr. J with the Kachino Award, which is the highest for the Southwest District award that any club gives to somebody for their leadership in working with kids.
Okay, Kim?
Okay, I'm ready now. I attended the last Coffee with Kane, which was really great. I've only gotten to attend a couple of those because of my work schedule, but it is great when I have been able to go to see that there's familiar faces in the room, and there's always one or two new people, parents, community members in the room. It's a great opportunity to learn from our superintendent what's going on with the school district. So encourage us to continue coffees. Also attended the kindergarten promotion, 5th grade promotion, and 8th grade promotion, which were all very well done. And it was great to see all of those students and the connection that they have with their teachers. And the teachers were very involved in helping plan those promotions, and then also, give out awards and congratulate the students. Lots of good attendance from the parents and guardians in our community, grandparents. So the room was full, and that was great to see. Also went to our senior class graduation at Fountain Hills Park, and loved that. One of the things that I really appreciated during the ceremony this year was Principal Pinto took the opportunity to have kids stand up when they had participated in different programs. So anybody who's, taken the EVIT courses, please stand. Anybody who has completed an FHU course, please stand. And really her calling out a lot of these accomplishments that our seniors have completed that, if you aren't a parent or a grandparent maybe, or a guardian, you don't know. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really great, and I would love it if more of our community would come and just see our seniors graduating and hear about the accomplishments that our students have achieved. I also did attend that superintendent training session, which feels like ages ago now. And I did go to Falcon Fiesta after graduation. And here's my proof. This is me and Fran and Lillian in the photo booth area. And we were there for about an hour, got to see the kids flowing in. They had to get there before 11 p.m. and right around 11 after they were there, we left. So it was great. Thank you.
Okay. So I attended several of the commencement ceremonies, the 5th, 8th, and the high school. And then I tried to be part of Coffee with Cane, but I think there was a technical glitch this month. It didn't work out remotely. And then, as was mentioned, Falcon Fiesta, I was there, and I ran the bingo game, which I've been doing since 2013. So I had a lot of fun doing that. And what struck me about that is that the kids have consistently been very respectful and polite each time I've done it, which is really, it's a good testament to what we do here. And I was there till about 12:30. So it was a long day. All right, good. All right, moving on to reports. The site council minutes, starting on page 18 and going to page 43. Any questions or comments about those?
My comment is that they are always very well run, and attendance is good, and there's a lot of input from the people that are there, and I really appreciate all the principals doing this.
Okay, great.
And I move we approve them.
Okay, I don't think we
But
have
I
to
don't think
approve
we
them.
need to.
No, we don't
That's
have to, we just
So I
acknowledge
don't
them.
need to do that.
But, okay, moving on to public hearing on the instructional time model, so I'll make a motion that we suspend the regular meeting to conduct a public hearing on the instructional time model for 2026, 2027. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
All right, Ted Rukowski, members of the board and guests. Each year, we do, at least once, the instructional time model. We have worked on it so much over the last couple of years that this year there's just very minor changes. So, do you have the page number up top here?
Page 44 to 54 is where it starts on 44.
There's a 44.
All right, so some of the bigger changes were changing the name from Power School to Synergy, which is small. There was still some schools PLP references in there, which is now Edgenuity, so that had shifted. And I think the only other major shift was we added your credit guide that you all approved earlier this year. And so putting it in the instructional time model means that we had the open hearing. It's part of that instructional time model now. It just gives it another level of, just, I guess, for people to know that it's approved and ready to go. And outside of that, and the schedule change with the high school, middle school being on the same schedule. So all minor. In the past, we did some major things like, with our students who do classes from online. None of that shifted. That seemed to work pretty well. And we continue to believe strongly in this district that students need to be in person and be here. So we really don't have a model for K through 5. We will work with a family if we absolutely have to, but we typically don't offer that. And then 6 through 8, again, very, very limited. And then high school, we really shifted it away this year. So that's about it.
Okay. Questions, comments? Are there any public comments? No. Okay. So I'll move that we reconvene our regular meeting. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're back to our regular meeting, and public comments for this part? None. Okay, so moving on to our long list of action items. Starting on page 55 with payroll vouchers. I'll move that we approve the payroll vouchers. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's approved unanimously. Next is the accounts payable vouchers. And I guess the only pending thing, and maybe Mrs. Matus, you can answer this. There's, on a couple of the vouchers, there's a Together We Bounce LLC for the foam party. There's like 2 separate payments. Are those?
Probably, well, what happened is we had this is from Tammy, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what happened, but she sent the first one to the wrong address.
Okay,
So she was going to hold on to it and give it to me to hand to them, but she accidentally sent it to the address we had. So we had to cancel that one and reissue another one and send it to the correct address.
okay, so it's only paid once?
Yeah, it was only paid once.
Got it. Okay. I think that was all the questions I had. Does anyone else have questions about any of the accounts payable? If not, then I will move that we approve the accounts payable vouchers. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's approved. Moving on to donations, starting on page 74. And as always, we are very grateful for the generosity of community members. Lots of nice donations this month, again.
While we're here, I just want to call out the Extended Hands Food Bank donation, $1,500.
Oh.
And it's outlined on there, you know, obviously it was like different amounts over several weeks. I actually was there for a mentee session and got to witness the middle schoolers coming in for their snacks, where Steph Beck has them laid out if they need a snack at a certain period of time. And it's quite a thing to see. So, and I think it's very appreciated by the students who maybe just don't have something, didn't get something packed for that day for a snack or whatever. So I just wanted to call that out.
Other questions, comments?
No, I agree on that. I was going to bring it up too.
Okay, I'll move that we approve the donations. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we need to move back to public comments because we just realized there is one. Dr. Evans? Come on up. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. I had a vacancy interview, and I wanted to share with you the questions I was asked when I first went into my interview with the super, because it was a little disturbing. The first thing she asked me, was I aware that she was the most concerned about our Fountain Hills district. And I was a little surprised by that. But I tried to find out what the reasons that she had for that, because I said, I know that we have funding problems and we have enrollment problems, but all of our districts have those problems. And I felt that we had done such a great job in the last few years that Dr. J has done in terms of getting our A+ rating, in terms of getting ASU programs, in terms of our internships. And I didn't get an answer beyond that. But it was a disturbing way for me to begin my interview. And the second question I was asked was even more disturbing to me. What she asked me was I aware of that we were not being informed of a lawsuit that was happening with EVIT. And I said, I don't know anything about that lawsuit, but I'm not a member of the board, so it's possibly something that has been discussed with the board in executive sessions, but not in public meetings. I do attend all the meetings usually, but I hadn't heard anything of it. But she implied to me that it was somehow not being told to us, it was being kept from our knowledge, and that was disturbing to me. So I just wanted to share that with you all because it disturbed me. And I'm sure you know more about it than I do, but that was my experience.
Okay.
That's all I have to share.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, back to our action items, back to the annual audit report, pages 85 to 232, which I'm sure we've all read in great detail.
More than once.
More than once, yeah. Of course, we had the presentation last meeting about this. Any questions about it, comments, anything? If not, who would like to make a motion to approve the annual audit report?
I move we approve the annual audit report, which I'm very happy to say is good.
I second.
Actually, I do have a question. I take that back, please.
Okay.
One of the things on here, there was an action item, I think this is right. There's a corrective action plan, and on page 132, Chris Hartman is the one responsible for making sure it's done. Who will be assuming that, given his change of position? Do we know?
It will fall under your new superintendent, Val Reichler, with the
Okay.
help of Rob Allen. So,
Okay.
yeah, and remember, a lot of it falls into capital assets. So she's working with Val Fernandez on plans, including possibly using a third party to come in and assist with that. So that's who will do it. Yep.
Okay. Sorry for interjecting, but anyway, so Fran, you made the motion and
I
Lily,
made
you
the
second?
Motion, I second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, it passes. All right, moving on to housekeeping items, of which there are a whole bunch here. So going one at a time, starting with the insurance proceeds authorization on page 233 and up to 235. Any questions or whatever on
I
that?
have
I'm
a
trying to
question.
advance down here, I'm
I have a
scrolling down.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how come these proceeds go with the state treasurer and not with us?
Everything pretty much goes through,
It does?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they handle the money, or
They
the,
handle
So we
it.
can trust them?
We can.
or Maricopa County, like in terms of the accounts payable, all kind of goes through Maricopa County to keep track of stuff. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
No.
Okay, I'll move that we approve the insurance proceeds authorization. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I
Okay.
actually
Any
have
opposed?
all under one action item.
Oh, you do all the housekeeping items together?
I do.
Okay,
Oh, great.
cool. All right. So basically, that includes the insurance proceeds authorization, the appointing a representative to the Arizona School Risk Retention Trust, the authorization to suspend, the auxiliary operations fund, the certified evaluators, authorized signers, hearing officers, investment of debt service funds, out-of-district placement, sole source provider, student activity treasurer, summer contract issuance, and voucher signing. So I'll amend my motion to include approval of all of those items. Is there a second for that?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, now passes. The rest are individual though, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. And I'm way behind in my scrolling here, but anyway.
I know.
It's like, keep going. Okay. The next item is the 26-27 board meeting schedule, starting on page 262. Any questions or comments about that?
Was the classified part of that previous? Did I miss that?
Which one?
That's next.
Oh,
No.
okay.
That's
So
two.
I
Yeah,
scrolled
that's
ahead. Okay.
H.
Yeah.
That's H. Yeah, page 262.
So 263?
I got it, yep.
Yeah, 262, 263, the board meeting schedule. Okay? Any questions about that?
No.
Everybody's good with the dates? Okay, I'll move that we approve the 26-27 board meeting schedule. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's approved. Next up is the job description for security and maintenance specialist. And I think this comes out of a kind of a consolidation of roles and saving some money.
Yes, Dr. Councilmembers, board and guests, what we're trying to do with this is there are times either before students arrive, after students leave, certain times of the day where we could be utilizing staff to do some maintenance work. And we found that a lot of our people are multi-talented and can fix, a toilet here or, a door there. So the plan is to kind of combine where the security position comes first, obviously, but when there is downtime and when there is opportunity to be able to knock out some of the FMX requests from teachers and staff to help just get more things done in a quicker time frame. So that's the shift.
Okay, questions?
Great idea.
Okay. All right, I'll move then that we approve the job description for the security and maintenance specialist. We have a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on to the updated classified salary schedule, pages 268 and 269.
So Dr. Rakowski, members of the board and guests, that reflects what you just voted on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move that we approve the updated classified salary schedule. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, for the rest of these, everyone else wants to make the motion. I'll just keep on the roll if you want me to. Okay, next up is the personnel action report on pages 270 to 273. So lots of changes there. Any questions, comments?
Well, I move we approve the personnel action report.
Okay, we have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up is the work agreement for the Director of Transportation, pages 274 to 276. This is also going to be, I think, a cost-saving maneuver, correct?
Yes, it is. Yep,
Which is good. We like saving money.
yep.
Okay, I'll move that we approve the work agreement for the Director of Transportation. Is there a second?
Question.
Oh, question, sorry.
Could you please break out a little bit of the difference in duties that are being performed on-site and remote?
Yeah, there's, the whole purpose of some of the remote work was that there's a lot of reports, forms, and requirements that need to be done for the audit as well as for maintaining the department, ordering parts, services, things of that nature. So when the employee came back to the district, it was in a time where we needed a lot of help and they looking for a smaller role. So that role is reflected in the salary as well.
Okay. It just looked like a big breakout between the 16 and the 14 hours. So.
Yeah. Since, where we started the year with transportation and where we ended was quite different. We started out with a lot of, it was very hectic. And we had everybody driving and just trying to make it work day to day as we didn't have a director at the time. Once we brought a director in, I don't really feel other than positives. I heard from that department again the rest of the year. So there's just so many intricacies that go with staying compliant with Department of Transportation, with CDLs and training and maintenance, purchase orders. There's just so much paperwork that needs to be done that was a request of the employee, and we felt we could make that work at the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think we need a second. correct?
Okay, so I made the motion to approve the work agreement for Director of Transportation, so do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up is the superintendent's performance-based compensation. And so we addressed this in executive session, and I think I speak for most of us saying that we were very impressed with Dr. J and what he's accomplished during his time here. And I will make the motion that we approve the performance-based compensation at the level of 5%. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next up is the Beyond Textbooks IGA, starting on page 278.
Can I get some background on what that is?
Yes. So in 2016, it was my first year's principal of Fountain Hills High School. We were looking for, at the time, there was an initiative to really create documents that had kind of the power standards, essential standards, and there was a lot of work being done at that time at the elementary school. We had looked into, we started doing the work at the high school, and we became aware of the Vail School District down in Tucson, and they had done all this work, and they offered it as a product that you could purchase, you could collaborate with. And when I brought it to my teachers back in 2016, especially the math department asked to go down and see what they do and visit their schools. So we went down there. We were very impressed. We came back, and the math department had requested that we go with that model versus, getting everyone to kind of agree on what those essential standards really need to be. This was years ago. So we did a lot of research on it, and we chose to go with Beyond Textbooks. What it is it's a framework of resources that are available to teachers, which through a web-based platform allows you to calendar the whole year of, say, Algebra 1. And what they do is they tell you how long you should spend on each standard, and what you need to teach in each standard, but how is up to the teacher, which we really liked. And they also implemented, as part of that, the reteach model, something that they pushed hard. And so back then, we were a C-rated school. We implemented it with Fidelity, with just math. The following year, they were a B-rated school. The following year, they were an A-rated school, and now they've been an A-rated school 6 times. So about 2018-19, the middle school adopted it, went about it a little bit differently. They implemented in every subject in the first year, where at the high school we did math 1 year, then English, then science. And then it was implemented when I was not here at the elementary school, and so we kind of re-implemented it over the last couple of years. So that's kind of it, and it's very good for a couple of things. You're a brand new teacher, you got a lot of resources. There's PowerPoints and worksheets and project ideas that are all vetted by the district. It takes about 4 or 5 revisions to get something through. They pay teachers when they successfully get something through as an incentive to share their best ideas and their best products. And then it's good for people like me when I taught, where you like a subject area really well and you spend a lot of time on it and you probably shouldn't. And so it forces you to move on a little bit, and they could take that specialty course again if it's a middle school class in high school, or in high school as an elective. So it just gives the teachers a strong framework to work within to make sure they're teaching the state standards and they're teaching them at the highly proficient level, and then we test at the proficient level, and then through the reteach, you have to pass the formative quiz with an 80%. If you don't pass with an 80%, you come back to reteach for 2 days the following week. We noticed the first day we did it, I remember Dr. Sweeney was really concerned with how many kids were in reteach, And I told them, let's give it a couple weeks. And in a couple weeks, that number went down to under 20, and it's fluctuated around that number for the last decade. So kids can try for 100%. If they get a 40, they can come back. We give them the higher the two scores. So if they pass the second time, that is reflected in their grade. It gives them an incentive to come back after school. We provide busing for transportation for reteach. So it's a full package that we've had for a decade
So is that what the reteach is based on, is their performance?
on the formative assessments on Fridays.
And then how do we know that all teachers are using this, or are they not?
Well, principals, through their evaluation process, that's part of their responsibility. We do get user reports from Vail of who's on it and how often they're on it. Some teachers, like our high school math, I'll put them up against any math department in the state. They are fantastic. They may not have to go into the software as much anymore because they've been doing it for a decade. They have it all planned out. So it's really up to the principal to make sure it's being done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions or comments? Okay. I'll move that we approve the Beyond Textbooks IGA. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up is the purchase over $100,000 for the NAU Educational Technology Consortium. So this is replacing Power School with Synergy and also replacing the Fruth Group.
Correct.
Right, so substantial cost savings to the district, which is another good thing. Any questions or comments about that one?
Just a comment, they've made a couple of site visits. I've walked through some of the network areas with them, and we're working on a date for them to come down and make the transition. They'll bring a team in, they'll go through and do the upgrades to the network. So very positive. They do this, they started off with rural schools, and they've gotten into some bigger schools now to do it also. But they've got a plan, and they've got a travel team to execute it. So I'm confident it's going to be much improvement that we need.
It's over the summer, so before the start of the new
Yes.
school year, right?
And it's great that it's Northern Arizona University. We got a lot of lumberjacks on our staff, but no. It's just great that we have a public university like that giving back. And yes, they obviously charge a fee, but it is a very low fee in comparison to what we're paying now.
Yeah.
And their service so far has been just amazing. I mean, when we've met with them, instead of it being on Zoom, they drove down and met with us in person, spent time with Bernie. So I'm very excited about the ETC. I wish I had found it a couple years ago, but you don't know what you don't know. But and they also have a financial division to help with reports, the AFR, the budget. They can't give you advice on any of that, but they can certainly help make sure the reports are done correctly, pull reports out of visions. So that might be something when Rob Allen's time comes and goes, that we might add that on in the future.
Okay. Questions, comments? Okay, I'll move that we approve the purchase over $100,000 for the NAU Educational Technology Consortium. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up, the overnight field trip for the high school POM, which we heard about last meeting, I believe.
Yes.
Okay,
I move we approve the overnight field trip for the high school POM.
okay, is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up is the overnight field trip for the high school volleyball in June.
I move we approve this overnight field trip also for the volleyball team.
Okay, is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up is the overnight field trip for the high school volleyball in July.
I move we approve this one as well.
Okay, and a second?
I second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving right along, the updated preschool handbook for 26 and 27, starting on page 306 to 321.
And Dr. Gus, we have Hall of Famer Denise Matus here tonight if you have any questions.
Okay, any questions about
I move we approve this with one change, and I can't find it right now. There's something on, they're saying,
I know what you're talking about.
yes, that,
What we were trying to do is, we took the date, we're trying to make it, so we can use it every year.
right,
So we took the date off, we changed our address, of course. And the one thing that I think you were talking about is something that is highlighted in yellow. So that is going to be removed. In addition, payments may be made in person at no additional charge at Little Falcons Preschool with the address. That's in yellow, so that's coming out.
okay, good.
And then the payment schedule is coming out, so that it reads that payments are due on the 1st of each month, and then nothing else has been changed.
Right, and, and the one thing I had noticed when it said to come and pay it, obviously.
Yeah, that
We
was
need to
in yellow,
change
you
that.
probably couldn't tell that.
So I move we approve the
I have a
handbook.
question before we approve it. And it's probably for you guys, but in here it talks about how the parents use the attendance. Is that, well, it's, you know how they do it now? With the, it's on page 6 of mine, but.
Page 312, I think, in ours,
Safe
Power School, that
Arrival.
one?
Are we still using Safe Arrival?
We are, at this time, still using Safe Arrival with the Synergy implementation. If there was something that didn't work with that, NAU's has assured me that any software that they can't make work, they have an alternative because they've done this so many times. But Safe Arrival, I feel, has been very effective, and parents like it, especially the older grades, because they don't have to call in anymore. They can do it from their phone.
Right, so I just wanted to double check on that before.
Yes, I think you leave it in,
Okay.
and if you want to, you could say Safe Arrival or the approved attendance program,
Okay,
and then it covers you.
okay,
Okay?
okay, thank you.
Yep.
And then on page 312, the Power School, the one highlighted there, that has to be changed as well, right?
To Synergy.
Yeah, I
It's a
think that's
synergy.
highlighted yellow.
Okay, so that will be so.
So it's coming
With the
out.
motion, yeah, it'll have to be changed accordingly. Okay, so Lillian, you made the motion, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
move we approve this with the corrections.
Okay. Who would like to second?
I've got a question.
Okay. That too.
You gotta
Go
look
ahead.
down this way.
Sorry.
Okay. There was a point in the guide that talks about mandatory reporting. Is that in this one? The whole thing about mandatory reporting was for suspected.
Is that in the
It's on
handbook?
page 320, top of 320.
320.
In our packet, I'm not sure where it is on.
Oh, it's,
I don't think that's in my.
it's right before the program.
It's the,
Yeah.
it's, the second to the last page,
Okay, let
the
me-
top, mandatory reporting.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
child
that-
abuse.
that-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that's been in there for,
Oh, yeah.
that I, yeah.
it's
Okay,
law.
the only thing
Required for the school.
is that just minor change in some of the wording, that it would be reporting for suspected or potential child abuse. And I looked up the site that was there for the revised statute, and those are the terms that it uses.
Suspected.
Well, suspected is in the,
Talks about-
later in that paragraph.
Yeah, it's
Right.
there.
But it wasn't at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says report child abuse.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, that's
just,
true. It should be
like I said,
suspected.
minor wording, but it is stated clear in the law a couple of different times that way.
Yeah, you can change that.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay. So the motion is with those changes?
That we approve the
Yeah?
handbook for preschool.
Okay, with those noted changes. And did we have a second yet, or no?
No.
Okay, how about a second then?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, and then on to the emergency procurement for Fire Security Electronics and Communications Incorporated.
Yeah, Dr. Gessmer, members of the board and guests, that is, again, we had several issues this year where we had to get it repaired immediately because it's fire-related. So we'll continue to bring those emergency procurements. We don't like to have those, but they do happen from time to time.
Okay. Questions?
I move we approve the emergency purchase for repair of a fire alarm
I second.
at the elementary school.
All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that does it for action items. On to information and discussion items, starting with the policy advisories, our favorite, one of our favorite things. So there's a couple things that I'll just highlight for you. So this is information discussion. We'll vote on it next meeting. So a couple things. On page 353, there's a couple things that I just highlighted that I like the language of. So this is policy GB, recruiting, selecting, and employing the best qualified personnel to staff the school system. I think is a good thing. 354, the board is committed to a policy of non-discrimination in relation to race, color, religion, sex, age, or national origin, and so on. There is, I think, a potential conflict or an issue with this statement, this GBA and policy GBAC on page 360. GBAC on page 360 rather. As used in this policy, the term Indian preference employment should mean that in the selection process, Native American candidates who meet or surpass qualifications for a position shall be given preference for positions established by the governing board. Preference standards for each position shall be outlined by the governing board prior to opening of the position, and the governing board may waive any of the above requirements by a formal vote. It just seems to be a little contradictory that we're not discriminating, but yet we are.
There is no change in this one. This is one that's already been there.
Right. It just seems like
Yeah.
it's the contradiction, so we could decide at the next meeting whether that's enough of a contradiction to make an issue or not. The other question is on, page 392, policy GBED, smoking. And the question there is that it refers to prohibitions, the possession or use of tobacco products, tobacco substitutes, electronic cigarettes, other chemical inhalation devices, or vapor products. I'm not sure what a vapor product is besides what's specified. It's vague, and I mean, it should, and it's mentioned also on paragraph B in the bottom under exceptions, vapor products.
What page
I don't know
is
what vapor, this is page 392 in our packet.
Is that what it's called, with vaping? It's vaping
Well, no,
products?
electronic, if they want to say or vaping
Yeah.
products, because vapor, I mean,
Right.
that terminology is not something that I'm familiar with, and if we want to pass a policy, it should be clear what we're talking about.
So it should be vaping
Yes,
products?
I would.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't smoke, so I can't.
I know,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and even in the medical terminology, I've never seen vapor products being referred to in this context. So I would suggest with the next, when we vote on this, we change that to vaping products instead of vapor products at the two parts in the policy.
And I think you go with what you feel is the medical term, and then we reflect our code of conduct to meet that.
Yeah,
And we have run into, with new technologies, some issues with that, but most of our drug and alcohol policies have kind of an overall arching statement of lookalikes, so that kind of covers it if it is being perceived that way. But I like the idea of the medical, which you feel, you're the ones who will have to.
yeah, and for instance, then tobacco substitutes would cover nicotine gum, nicotine inhalers, because that's a tobacco substitute, so that would be covered without being specifically, and that's a chemical inhalation device.
Would, the only thing that comes to my mind, Rich, and you would be the expert, not me, but what about like the can of like, what is it, Tesla spray for your computers that they're inhaling? Would that be
Oh.
a
Oh.
vapor product?
Well, that's a chemical inhalation.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would think that is a chemical inhalation, so,
I would go with what you feel comfortable with, because on an appeal, it's ultimately going to come to the board, and then you could say.
yeah, like what is a vapor product?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. So, okay, so yeah, so basically, the next, we could change that to vaping products. What else? I think that was it. There's some combination, so most of these policies are basically there deleting and combining things into fewer policies. That's what most of this is.
Right, and changing a little bit of
Yeah.
wording, so it's not repetitive.
Yeah. And then policy GCO, Krista, that's just we have to put in our district language. You saw that one, page 584.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be, it's in big yellow, bold letters. I think that's it on the policies.
I was
Okay.
reading it was the worst.
So, yeah, that's long stuff. Okay, so we will vote on that next meeting. Going on to Guppy Mac resolution and IGA.
Dr. Councilman, important guests. So the only area we use really Guppy Mac in our district is for the superintendent to be a part of Guppy Mac. This is a organization that helps school districts ensure that they are staying up to date with any changes, especially in the law, or with any ADE changes, policy changes, things of that nature. They also provide updates on bills and anything that becomes law. I would highly recommend that we continue to stay in Guppy Mac for our new incoming superintendent. There's no one to really consult with in this district. You're kind of by yourself. So having this group of most of them that run it are retired superintendents, have done it for a long time. But having this group of people to ask questions, follow up with, and a lot of times if you're talking about maybe you're struggling with something, they'll put out, is anyone else having these issues, connect you with somebody. I found it to be very, very beneficial. They have monthly meetings, and they connect well with, guest speakers, and just make sure that the superintendents are really caught up. There was one recently, I believe it was end of the year checklist for superintendents, and I remember passing that to Val and said, these are the kind of things you can expect, and it just had things on there that most people may know, but some maybe new people may not think of. So I highly recommend in a district that's very small and kind of secluded that the superintendent have that ability to connect with peers.
And the cost for this is roughly how much?
I think it's around 1,500. We've only done a 1 year. We got away from the 3-year contract with them. We just do it on a year by year to make sure it's something we still want to do. But I want to say, we can get you the exact price, but I want to.
Did I include that pricing sheet in the packet? I thought I did. I sent both
I
things,
don't-
but maybe not. So
I don't think I saw it here.
I believe it's around 1,500.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll have it before you vote on that. We'll give you
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Questions, comments? Okay. So next up is the overnight and out-of-state field trip for cross-country, starting on 6/95. Hi.
We have our cross-country coach here, if you have any questions.
This is the yearly trip, and there's no changes to the plan, and it's fully funded by our cross-country meeting in September. And so far, we're up to 56 schools that are coming to our meeting right now.
Wow.
Looking strong.
It is the marquee meet of the year.
So they run around Disneyland too on Saturday?
Well, we go from open to close, so it is more challenging than any race.
So it's part of the training.
Part of the training, cool.
Got it.
All right. Questions, comments about that? All right, then moving on to the new course proposal for American Music History 101.
You have a new course request available to take a look at. I had the new superintendent look it over since it'll be a course for next year, and no concerns from her. And it'll be Mr. Keating, I believe, will be the one who's teaching it.
I loved this course. My question is there any way for them to get college course credit through this?
Probably not, unless we, if you start going that route, then there's a few more steps. It's something we could look into after a successful first year. One of the things that's a byproduct of the trimester is that our kids take a lot of electives, which is great, but we also knew that they probably will start to run out of them, and we have to continue to create some new opportunities. So we have 2 courses tonight that we're bringing in. We've brought a couple earlier this year. So this is we've asked that each department come up with a couple so that, if a student really likes that environment, that subject area, it gives them another way. I incorporate music all the time into my American history courses. I think it's important to understand that, and it looks like a fun course.
It was definitely well thought out, and I appreciated all the detail that they put in here.
Okay.
Cool. Other comments?
Yeah, just a comment, it looks really comprehensive, looks really good. There's going to be some judgment calls on the advisory lyrics, but other than that.
All right, next up is another new course proposal for Imprints of Honor, starting on page 710.
So Dr. Kuzma, the board and guests, this is the former Veterans Heritage Project, and when I was principal in 2018, I believe, 2017, 18, working with Barbara Hatch and Phil and Debbie Yin, we brought this program to Fountain Hills High School. I have samples of the books, the finished products, if you would like to take a look at those in the office. Over time, because the founder, Barbara Hatch, felt that it left such an imprint on the kids and on the veteran that they changed it to Imprints of Honor. We've always done it as a club in the past, so it was done after school or at lunch. And earlier this year, I kind of made the decision, I think it should be a course, elective course in social studies or English. It could go in either category. And basically, we connect with our local veterans. We have a lot of veterans in our community. And if their story has not been told, then they will be connected with a student in the course. They meet on several occasions, and our students write their story. And then it's printed in the book, Since You Asked is the name of the book, and it is a fully published paperback or bound hardcover book, and those stories are then forever part of American history. So we've had, I believe, about 15 veterans have had their stories told over the years by Fountain Hills students, and we have a teacher who's already lined up, ready to do this, who's done it in the past. And based on the reception at the Memorial Day, at our Memorial Day here in town, the community seemed to be very excited about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. As I told you, you did a nice speech, but it was very good. And I think that the community's really going to like this.
Yeah.
They're really going to think this is a very positive thing in our district, so.
Well,
Other
and
comments?
As the daughter of a Marine Vietnam vet and the granddaughter of a Congressional Medal of Honor winner, they would have absolutely loved this.
One of the things that was special about Memorial Day was the veteran back in the 90s who started coming in and talking to our kids, his daughter was there and on our Memorial Day here in town, and so she came up and was glad to hear her dad's name. So this has been, for 20-some years, we've had veterans coming in. Ms. Reichler does a beyond amazing job of Veterans Day with the Legion riding in on their motorcycles, singing with our kids, and all our kids are out welcoming them onto campus. There's just another step in that direction, and it hits all of aspects of writing, storytelling, research, and then the final product. So I think it'll be a really good elective. May not have the class size that we're used to, but I believe the district has the funding to make it happen no matter what.
May I make a little suggestion? It's
Yeah.
something I did when I taught. At the end of this, we used to do a lot with the helping the veterans go to Washington, D.C. It was part of our high school. But one year, we put together a prom. And it was for all the veterans that had not ever gone to prom. And it was an incredible event, an evening where they came dressed up. Some came in, and somebody drove them. I mean, they did everything, so it could be something we can think about in the future. It was a lot of planning by many people, and we took it over as the National Honor Society put it on with everybody's help. But it was something that was incredible, and it's a good thing to do because there were a lot of them that said, they missed their prom.
Yeah, it's
Had to
great.
go to work.
It's an open door to really just continue our partnership and connection with our local veterans. Yep.
I know the course is about writing, but is there any opportunity, once the stories are written, to share those stories? I don't know how long they are.
Typically
at
2
an
to
event.
3 pages.
Yeah, so like at an event.
Yes, absolutely. I would
Or
love
even
to
a
see,
town council meeting or one of
Yes.
our meetings. I think
Yeah.
otherwise it goes into a book that maybe a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity to kind of broadcast it out and show.
these are all great ideas, and yes, I could see town council be a great idea, maybe a student speaker at a future Memorial Day.
They can go to the newspaper too.
The newspaper, come here and do, pick one. But yes, I think there's so many great opportunities here, and to make it a course is something Imprints of Honor does. So when we talked to them, they said other schools have already started doing this, so welcome aboard. And we did all our paperwork in the hope it's approved, but it had to be in by the end of the month. So it's all in and we're ready to go, just waiting on formal approval at the next meeting.
And the council does a Veteran of the Month, so this could easily be worked into the
Yes,
agenda there,
absolutely.
so-
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, the next item is the memorandum of understanding related to Imprints of Honor, which
Yeah.
we've kind of discussed to make this happen. And then moving on to the memorandum of understanding for the Fountain Hills Protect Our Youth Coalition, page 717 to 719.
So I had Dave look over the coalition MOU. Actually, both of them. I didn't know if we'd had the second one in time, so I looked at both. So he's looked at both to make sure any concerns he had were addressed, and he didn't have any.
Okay, so just make sure that the coalition can still coordinate.
Yep,
this.
they just want a little final, I think a little bit more legitimacy to some of the things they're doing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, comments, questions?
No, excellent.
Okay, and then the last information and discussion item is the 2026-27 extracurricular activities, starting on page 720 and 721. So just Garden Club is raising dues a little bit, as National Junior Honor Society a little bit too.
Yeah, how did they double? Do you
Yeah.
know why?
Especially when the high school one is still lower.
Right.
I can't answer that. I can, well,
If we have a question,
We can bring
answer by
that
the
question
next
to
time.
them and bring it back to you for next
Yeah.
meeting to vote
It is
on.
kind of odd, 50 versus 20. Wow.
It could be the amount of time.
well, and,
Is this for-
so you're saying the high school one is less than the middle school one?
Yes.
It is possible that the high school maybe has the ability to fundraise more. I don't know.
We'll find
They
out.
also have a lot more students.
Yeah.
That could be part of the difference too,
Could be, yeah.
between high
Okay.
school and middle school.
Yeah, so we just get more clarity for the next
I'll see
meeting.
if I can get in touch with, it's Patty Schultz, right? That does
Yes.
NJHS.
She is.
To find out why. I don't know if she'll respond to me, but
Okay.
I'll see if I can. The goal is to get these fees approved before school starts so that we can start charging
Right.
once school starts. But let me see what I can find out for you. Hopefully I can have some information for you before our next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, future action, presentation from the student trip to Europe over spring break, and a discussion of the difference between capital funding and M&O funding. Dates of upcoming meetings are June 17th, 2026 and August 5th, 2026, starting at 6 p.m. And unless anyone else has anything else, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
And is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
Goodness.
7:12. I told you we'd be done by 8 o'clock.
Just because. Oh, that is unbelievable. After all, yeah.
like 500 pages.
All those pages that,
500 is only
I know.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I leave those out of the packet for the 17th? Can they just have a cover page?
Yes.
Or do you want them in there?
What?
The policy advisories. Do you want them in there again? It won't be as big
Oh, for the
because
next-
the.
yeah, you don't need
like,
to print them again? No,
Okay.
We all have.
no. We all have it.
Okay,
Signatures, started this end this
There's
time.
a whole bunch.
A whole bunch.
Have to do, but,
Here, I was already.
here, I'll do.
Yeah.